Data flow diagrams, that's the subject for today. Data flow diagrams show how information is entered, processed, stored, and output from a system, and as the phrase implies, it's put together as a diagram instead of being described in words. So what are some of the components we have within a data flow diagram? We have what we call external entities, which are actors from outside your organization, which provide you with data. Then we include the actual processes that go ahead and transform that data. The data stores, which is basically where the data is stored, would that make sense? And then for a certain period of time. And then lastly, we cover the data flows. And no, this is not the same as the processes, in case you're wondering. They're two separate things. The data flow shows how the data moves between the external entities, the processes, and the data stores. Take a look at this diagram that you see on your screen right now. This is what a data flow diagram looks like. Take a look though through these symbols one by one so that you know what they mean. Process. A process transforms incoming data flow into outgoing data flow. Then we move on to data stores. Data stores are repositories of data in the system. They are also sometimes referred to as being files. Data flow or data flows. Data flows are pipelines through which packets of information flow. Label the arrows with the name of the data that moves through it. External entity. External entities are objects outside the system with which the system communicates. External entities are sources and destinations of the system's inputs and the outputs. Data flow diagram layers. Draw data from diagrams in several nested layers. A single process node on a high-level diagram can be expanded to show a more detailed data flow diagram. Draw the context diagram first, followed by various layers of data flow diagrams. Context diagrams. A context diagram is a top level, also known as level 0, data flow diagram. It only contains one process node, process 0, that generalizes the function of the entire system in relationship to external entities. Now we'll talk about the different data flow diagram levels. DFD levels. The first level, DFD, shows the main processes within the system. Each of these processes can be broken into further processes until you reach pseudocode. Our conclusion, data flow diagrams are used as part of a structured analysis approach. They're used to get an understanding of the range of data within the domain. They come after context diagram has been completed and as a requirement to data modeling. Strengths of that approach would be looking at the data flow diagrams having a number of qualities, including deployment as a recovery technique for processes and data, or as a technique for verification of a functional decomposition. The next one would be diagrams that are quite easy to understand. They're also being very useful as an analysis application that can be delivered to the developers in a structured programming environment. Now, some of the weaknesses of a data flow diagram, well, they cannot easily show who's responsible for performing the work, nor can they show alternate paths within the same process. That was it for data flow diagrams. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video lecture.